This next comic is also our DJ. He'll be supplying jokes as well as tunes this evening. So I want you to put your fucking hands together for Pat Jankenson.
So yeah, and I look like I spent the past 5 years living out in the woods. Like we crawled all the way back to the end of the far back of the cave. You find shelves full of anime figurines in mint condition. Yeah, which is to say, like I'm perfectly at home at these 420 shows. You know, these 420 shows are great, especially this year. This is a great year for a 420 show. This is a great year for stoners this year, because this year the Epstein file proved that like half of the dumb fucking conspiracy theories you heard from that guy who fucking smoked weed in the dorms even though he didn't go to college, half of that shit's fucking true. Not the part where he said that the band Fish totally ruled. But all that stuff about the secret government agencies, that shit was fucking on point, you know? Like, these Epstein lists, there's some crazy shit in the Epstein list, you know? The crazy shit is, to me at least, is the fact that they always told us these motherfuckers are like our betters. These are supposed to be the best and the brightest. You know, like I grew up hearing about Bill Gates. Bill Gates is this great genius. He created Microsoft. He did all this shit. Then you read the Epstein files. You hear about the shit Jeffrey Epstein was blackmailing. Jeffrey Epstein was blackmailing Bill Gates because he fucked a Russian hooker, got the clap, and he tried to get fucking antibiotics from Epstein so he could put it in his wife's fucking coffee. This is Bill fucking Gates we're talking about. This motherfucker is the richest guy on the planet. He could have bought the entire fucking spa in Ibiza, flown his wife out, had a team of the best fucking massage people on the planet, give her an antibiotic, massage that shit in her back. He could have shown her the time of her fucking life. And instead he tries pulling some shit your alcoholic uncle would try on Thanksgiving. What happened to Uncle Ed this year? He got the clap from this Russian whore, and instead of coming out on it, he tried to put antibiotics in her coffee. In such cases, it's bitter as fuck. That's not. And then after the other Epstein list, he says, "I'm going to blackmail you with the description of your penis." He didn't say he's going to blackmail him with his tiny ass dick. He said Epstein was going to blackmail him with the description of his penis. Like, what kind of dick is this motherfucker walking around with? It's like some candy cane shaped shit. You got like a mushroom. He's got a tiny fucking shaft with a big ass head. You know, like what the fuck is going on with his penis? Like, I mean, like a sprinkler got 3 heads. He just busts off and spraying off in all directions. Like, what is going on with this man's penis? Yeah, there's some dark shit in the Epstein files too. There's some real dark shit. All that shit that's going on in Zorro Ranch. You know, it turns out Epstein. He had a fucking eugenics lab in Zorro Ranch. He was trying to use his seed to create a race of perfect human beings, and he was going to spread his seed throughout the planet, so he wanted the entire human race to have some of his DNA in it. And let me just say, as a German guy, hearing about a Jew starting a secret eugenics lab makes me feel sort of like when I see a school shooter and he doesn't look like me. You know? It's great, you know? It's great. And then you got the other shit going on in the Epstein. Like, there was a report in the Epstein files about a guy who was an employee for Zorro Ranch. He went to the FBI. He's like, look, I've been working there for a while. I've seen some crazy fucked up shit. I was on shift one night. This guy, he accidentally killed 2 fucking hookers during some rough sex. He's like, I went out, I was there. I know exactly where the bodies were buried. You give me a fucking warrant, I will bring you there. I will show you those bodies. My only question was, how do you accidentally kill 2 hookers? Like, one hooker I can understand, you know? And we all make mistakes from time to time. What kind of person is strangling a fucking hooker to death, like, not the end of their night? Like, I mean, I'm not trying to yell at anyone's young here, but I feel like if you're at the point where you literally, like, you got the demon out, you're shaking her head, and all of a sudden she just goes, maybe call it a night. Go home. See the family. Don't see a fucking second one. Be well enough alone, you know? Anyway, so yeah, I used to be a fat fuck, you know? I used to weigh 350 pounds. I lost 200 pounds between 2020 and 2023. Yeah. know how your dick is big, and it's true. I gained over an inch on my dick when I lost that fucking weight. I feel like I should you don't know that. That shit should be on the fucking Ozempic commercials. You gain it, like that should be like the first thing on the fucking Ozempic. You want a fucking inch on your dick? Stop eating fucking, that would motivate you. You learn things when you're just out of way. You learn doctors treat you completely different. If you're in good shape and you go to the doctor's office, as long as there's not something sticking out of your ass, they will believe whatever the fuck you tell them. If you're fat though, like if I was fat and I went out walking one day and I slipped on a pile of dog shit and I landed and I shit my pants when I hit the ground and I started crying because I was covered in 2 different kinds of shit and someone brought me to the hospital, I could tell him that story and he'd look at me and go, "Motherfucker, you weren't out walking." Yeah, it's true. Another thing you learn when you lose a lot of weight, the dating sites fucking suck nowadays. They suck, it's true. Because I can tell you as a fact, I'm one of the few people on the planet who somehow got more pussy at 350 pounds than I did at fucking 180. Dating sites suck. Because back in the day, there used to be options for fat weirdos. Like especially, I was a musician, I could play guitar, piano, and shit, and they don't like dating, so they're different. All the dating sites weren't exactly the same. They had like a dating site for fucking fat weirdos. Their option. It was called OkCupid. You go to OkCupid nowadays, and it's the exact same thing. All the profiles are limited to how much space. It's supposed to be like a couple quick answers, like every other fucking dating site. You got to match with people. Back in the day, though, they let these people post as much as they wanted. So you could go into their music section and you could find like a 50-page fucking essay on these girls' profiles. And you could go and you could sort of sit there and you could record yourself doing a cover, you can send it to them, and it's great. But they don't let you do that shit. Now that is not on all the dating sites, you have to match first. And you don't understand, like you can't just say, the thing, that ruins the whole thing, because when you just send a girl out of the blue, recording of yourself playing an acoustic cover of her favorite song, you play it, you say some vague message about how it makes you feel, that makes her think like you fucking saw, you were just so amazed by who she was that you went out of your way to do that. She doesn't need to know you have a second job fucking doing Paramore covers for every bitch whose profile has the words 420 friendly, beard, or fucking metal in it. Like, she doesn't need to know that. That's the thing. The dating sites suck nowadays. And the last thing I learned when losing a lot of weight is there are a very different set of sexual expectations when you're fat versus when you're not fat. Like when you're not fat, really the only real expectation that people have from you is that you're good at head, that you don't sound like you could go for about like 5-10 minutes without sounding like a fucking injured gazelle with like some fucking wounded animal. Like, you keep that shit checked like at least 10 minutes. If you can last longer than 10 minutes, you can sound like a fucking dead wildebeest. Like it doesn't matter. Those are really the only 2 expectations. But there's a whole lot of expectations you're and there's a whole different shit. Like you have to, like it's a completely different world. Like when you weigh 350 pounds. If you're in normal shape, you're fucking someone and your calf starts crapping out, you could be a man. You could tough that shit out. Like you could just power through. You could get through. You could get through it and have a good time. When you weigh 350 pounds, there is no coming back from fucking getting your calf cracked out. You are fucking going down. Now you gotta play it off like you're trying to just go down on her in the middle of shit. You're so out of breath, you're just blowing hot air into her pussy, just. On a related note, what do you guys think the most ethical way you can jack off is? Everyone always talks about all the unethical ways you can jack off. No one ever talks about how to do it ethically, Like there's no one around who's going to give me one of those 30-day AA chips because you went a month without jacking off to something you found on the dark web. There's no, like you can't even have a conversation about it, There's no having a conversation about this. You can go like, hey Jeff, I just want you to know, instead of going on some sleazy website and making AI porn of you getting plowed in the ass by Christian, I just went on your social media account. I used a little picture on the, pranking around. I had a nice little, you can't have those conversations. Because I want to have those guys. I don't want to, they say, porn dehumanizes women. I don't want to take anyone's humanity away from them. Like when I see a bitch getting a train on her, I don't want it to be the fucking train to Auschwitz. Unless the train to Auschwitz is the name of one of the star's penises. Then I want to know all about that shit. But yeah, so I made a fucking list. I made a list of the most ethical ways you can jack off, you know? The first one is OnlyFans. A lot of people give you shit for OnlyFans, but OnlyFans, it's the only way you can jack off in a way that gives back to the local community. So when you know that your money you're spending is going back to business. You know, it's trickle-down economics, literally. And then the next up on my list is anime porn. Because anime porn is the only kind of porn that you could get married to. And if you don't understand that, like why that's significant, just think about how many weirdos there are on the dating sites right now, and imagine how much worse it would be if all the people who got married to their fucking anime body pillow fucking just suddenly got back on the market. But yeah, and imagine if that happened with any other kind of porno, you know, just like, hey Dave, you remember that plastic model of Kim Kardashian's ass I had? You mean the one you brought to the 4th of July cookout? Yeah, I decided not really. Now I'm really ready to make a commitment to anal. Thank you very much. I've been Pat Jankenson.